I am Jim Gordon.
And I'm Lita Leapin.
And welcome to the new edition of Our City Tonight.
Well, Jim, we are here in the heart of Metro Vancouver. We're really excited to be at Hubcast Studios.
That's right. We're also excited to get going with the new episode, which begins at a great party at the local Rolls-Royce dealership and the unveiling of the brand new Cullinan.
And we captured it all on Our City Tonight.
Well, there's always great stuff going on in this great city of ours, Vancouver. We're on a Thursday afternoon, just over the bridge outside of downtown here at 5th and Burrard. And Lita, why are we here?
We are here for the exciting unveiling of Rolls-Royce new SUV called the Cullinan.
Well, of course, the reveal has taken place. My goodness, what a gorgeous car. Ali, every time I'm around gorgeous cars, I seem to be interviewing you, which is, I'm not complaining. First of all, congratulations on this new vehicle. Can you talk about the Rolls brand, but also what this new vehicle, who this new vehicle can reach?
I think that's the best part about it. The Rolls-Royce brand, as you know, is a very aspirational brand, but the Cullinan is the first time it's an all-wheel drive vehicle. It's in its own chassis, completely new, completely redesigned, and anybody. I think that's the thing. It reaches out to anyone, and anyone that aspires to be in the Rolls-Royce brand. This is a great vehicle for families, for individuals, and anyone that wants to be a part of it.
I have been around you a lot with cars. This is, I got to say, nothing to the detriment of the other vehicles, but this is the most excited I've ever seen you.
Yeah, you know, I was in the 20 plus years I've been doing this, I've never been more excited about a vehicle. I think this brand is the epitome and the top of all brands, and I think this vehicle is the most excited I've been for Rolls-Royce ever before. And
here it's rather appropriate that we're both drinking champagne, and I understand there's a champagne fridge in the vehicle.
Well, there's not only a champagne fridge in the vehicle, but you can also bend it over, and it also becomes a storage for your scotch as well, too.
Oh.
So depending on your mood, depending on the day,
everything.
It's all built right in.
And we should say, our camera guy Dave and Davey are catching this, but we're actually sitting on lovely, comfortable seats.
We are.
I haven't sat on flights that have been this comfortable.
Well, you know, you can actually take this, back it up to a lake, we can go fishing, we can have a picnic. I mean, there's many things we can do.
Very nice. Congratulations again.
Thank you
Always
so
good
much.
to see you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Cheers.
Well, Christian, it's an exciting day for you, exciting day for Open Road. Well, you sell the most Rolls-Royces in Canada.
By far.
And why is that?
Well, we're not the largest city in Canada by any means, but certainly our owners here have a real penchant for this car, for this brand. They recognize that this brand is unique because it's about craftsmanship. It's not about just prestige or this exclusive brand. It's about craftsmanship and about quality.
Is it true they won't sell Rolls-Royces to everybody?
You know what? Come talk to me. I think we can find a way to get you in one if you have that inclination.
Perfect. And so what do you find the most special about this new SUV that's coming in the market?
Yes, Rolls-Royce has always been known for quality sedans, rear-wheel drive, very luxurious, and they have this magical carpet ride that they're known for. But what our owners have been asking for, particularly here in Canada and Vancouver, is we need versatility and we need all-wheel drive capability. Well, they have been begging us, and now, at the end of this year, we'll be able to offer them Cullinan.
This episode of Our City Tonight is sponsored in part by Pure Maple Water, your pure and natural hydration source.
Well, it's a gorgeous day. I'm here on Granville Island in front of the iconic Granville Island Hotel. Real estate, a hot topic in the city, well, any city in Canada or North America. That's why we have brought in the Our City Tonight real estate expert, Michael Todori, to talk to Lita. Now, they're both inside Dockside, the great restaurant. They're on the patio today, and they're going to talk real estate. Lita.
Thanks, Jim. Well, Michael, buying and selling a home is, well, it makes people vulnerable. It is a large asset. It's a lot of money, especially when we live here in Vancouver area. What are some of the key points of hiring a realtor? And in particular, how many realtors should you interview before you commit to hiring one?
Fantastic. It is a big decision for lots of people. You don't buy, sell a home every year or every 6 months, so you need to be comfortable that you hired the right professional. Through my experience, I would say 2 or 3 agents with the max you can interview, but most importantly, have the right questions. What questions do you ask? And some of the top 5 questions I prepare, which pass on to clients, is what have been your experience in my neighborhood and selling condo or my detached home. Second question, what are the references? Can you ask if the realtor cannot provide references, then there's something there. Check out the Google reviews. Another question is, what is the whole map? What's the process? What do I happen from A to B? So if a realtor should be able to give you a good idea of all the services they provide.
Absolutely, and it sounds like you're kind of leading into being able to manage expectations with your clients so that they remain happy with you. Now, is a realtor's commission negotiable?
I get that questions asked all the time. And maybe a test question for some sellers. And if an agent cannot negotiate their own commission, then they might not be so good at negotiating their own property sale. So it is negotiable. However, there are services which an agent might need to cut to, and the property is not getting full exposure.
Okay. So what kind of what services should you expect? Should a buyer or seller expect from an experienced realtor?
They should know that the agent should know the market. They should know the trends, and they should have a good network and good Rolodex, or what I call a black book, and able to provide the comfort to the client what's going to happen and how you're going about it.
Wonderful. Now I know from speaking with you, you offer some other services, well, access to services that sometimes I guess the clients wouldn't even expect that you have access to, and that's kind of a bonus. Can you describe some of those interesting alternative services that make buying and selling a lot easier for those people?
Certainly. So it depends on the client situation. Let's say they downsize, or the right word I use, right size. Decluttering services. You know, people live in their same home for 40 years, so they have lots of stuff to either sell or take consign, or landscaping. If the property it is in good shape, but a coat of paint will make a whole lot of difference. Statistics show that nice curb appeal coat of paint can add 70% of the value of the sale.
So what are some details that clients you find overlook when they're looking for a realtor?
They overlook the attention to details. They're either too comfortable, too confident on their product, and they don't paint, or they don't change the light bulb, or the small details make a whole lot of difference. When someone walks in your home, they get that feeling where, oh, this feels like home.
When someone's been with a realtor, they're not getting the results that they want, when is it prudent to decide to move on and end that contract?
So the same like a hairdresser, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been with the same hairdresser for 14 years, so I would never leave her. But if a good analogy for the real estate agent, if you have a relationship with someone, you start asking questions, and having a frank communication with that agent, can solve lots of problems.
So, Michael, where can potential clients find you?
Certainly. Please log into my website. There's lots of resources there, michaeltodori.com, and also check out my YouTube channel.
Wonderful. Thank you for spending some time with us today.
Thank you.
Michael Todori, expert realtor.
This edition of Inside Real Estate has been brought to you by Michael Todori of RE/MAX Select Properties. Find your home, find your story. Well, of course, we're into the middle of autumn, and with that comes some great galas, and we are at a great one. We're on Granville Island, watching the rest of the country. It is an island you want to check out when you're in Vancouver. We're here at Performance Works for a worthwhile, wonderful gala tonight, ladies.
Absolutely. It's the Dr. Peter AIDS Foundation. They've been around many years, and if you've been in Vancouver for any amount of years, you've heard about this gala. Absolutely spectacular. That's why we're all dressed up this evening to enjoy some amazing foods and raise funds for this amazing foundation.
And what we're going to do tonight, which is great for us as well, is we're helping a worthy cause. But this is one of those nights where you've got the best chefs in the city, or most of them anyway, all under one roof.
Absolutely. Well, actually, they lined them up on this bridge, and I was kind of having a little bit of heart palpitations because if that bridge collapsed, we would be losing massive amount of talent in
Lovely
this
thought.
city.
Okay, let's go see who we talked to here at the gala tonight for our city tonight.
Alex from Boulevard, you always make delicious things. What are you cooking up today?
So we have the nori crackers, and then the creme fraiche with a little bit of bonito, Dungeness crab, cured salmon roll, garnished with apples.
Wonderful. What's the inspiration for this?
Just West Coast, a lot of Japanese freshness, very umami, local product.
Nathan, we're here at the beginning of this beautiful event, which is really not here if you are not involved. Can you talk about where it's been and over the years where it's gone?
It started as a little cooking class I did at Barbara Joe's old Books to Cooks in Yaletown. About 25 people came, and then the following year, the original executive director asked me, we should commemorate our top 100 donors. Can you put on a little event? And in 6 weeks' time, we had 100 people, 7 chefs, and we raised $9,000. And fast forward, I have a great committee. 15th anniversary, we have raised $1.4 million.
That's commendable. Congratulations on that. And for people out there that may be watching that may not know about this foundation, the charity, can you tell a little bit more about what they do, where this money all goes?
The Dr. Peter AIDS Foundation help people with HIV. It's a program where there's a hospice on the top floor. They have community access for a breakfast program. And because I'm with food, I wanted to make sure so many homelessness, street, HIV people go day by day without a proper nutritious meal. And that's one of the reasons why I created this event, to raise money for the food programs.
You've done some amazing things. What do you see the vision for this particular foundation?
Right. I often hear that HIV/AIDS is done, it's over, it's cured, and it's not. We wish it were, and we look forward to the day we're out of business, but there is still a lot of people who are in great need of quite complex care and quite complex medical care. And the whole aspects of addiction and mental health have really entered the picture in a very strong way as well. Thank you for coming, and here's to finding a final end to AIDS. Thank you, everybody. Hear, hear.
Well, when you come to these kind of top-notch galas, of course, you're going to find this woman here. She is the bartender mixologist extraordinaire. I haven't had a drink yet. And it's good to always see you, Sabrina, because I love what you make in terms of cocktails. What will you be doing tonight? We're in the fall right now, so I'm assuming you got a great cocktail in mind.
Yeah, so we're playing with fall flavors. So for me, fall, I'm thinking Thanksgiving. I'm thinking warm baking spices. I love pears, I love apples, and those kinds of rich, crisp flavors. We're playing with fresh pears today. So we have Belvedere vodka as our base, fresh pears, a little bit of a cinnamon and allspice syrup just to add that warm coziness that we love about fall. Lemon juice for balance, and of course, bittered sling La Marrakesh bitters.
Okay, as I always like to do when we interview you, let's see. Cheers. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's just perfect for fall.
Right, it's refreshing.
You know what? She's married. If she weren't, I'd be proposing all the time she makes a drink for me. This is great. Have a good time tonight.
You as well. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
We are here with Chef Wayne. You know what? I don't even have to kind of introduce you, but with Joe Fortes. Everyone knows Joe Fortes, and they kind of know you too. You're iconic with that. So what are you making us today?
We're doing a beet-cured sockeye salmon with a horseradish herb cream cheese, finished with some crispy capers and micro arugula. Well, we just wanted to kind of keep it, it's coming towards the end of salmon season. We just wanted to keep it light, keep it fresh. Wanted to, obviously, being Joe Fortes, do a seafood theme and just kind of keep it at that. It's beautiful, nice colors, and still really fresh for September.
Tojo, you're here tonight. Restaurant is a landmark in this city of ours. Can you talk about what you're bringing tonight food-wise? What are you preparing for this wonderful gala?
Okay. This year, October 7th is a Tojo 30th anniversary.
30, excellent.
So I'm going to make it all local, it's ingredients. Look at that here. I show you, explain to you here. Look at that. This is sable fish. This is the First Nation eat herring roll.
Okay.
Herring roll. Then look at that. Very special Osaka style sushi, but all ingredients from here.
what have you constructed for this great gala?
Essentially, we want to really showcase some of our Clippers organics. We source all locally. We did our charcoal roasted beets here with a pistachio puree and a acidulated pistachio crumble.
So what was your inspiration to create this for this particular event?
Honestly, right now, beets sort of coming back into season again. They're at their peak, and when we roast them in charcoal, they just take on this stunning sweetness. And then the pistachio lends a really creamy note to them.
Well, we're back here at Hubcast Studios, and it's time for another Our City Tonight DVD giveaway.
That's right, Lita. It's 3 different shows, all drama. Now, one takes place in Ireland, one takes place in Wales, and one takes place way down under in Australia.
But what all 3 shows have in common is they all have a very strong leading female character, and they're all lawyers.
That's right. Lita and I are big fans of these shows, courtesy of Acorn.tv, the largest streamer of British and international programming. Lita, how do they win?
You can win by going to ourcitytonight@gmail.com. Just let us know you want to win.
Well, it's time for another Our City Tonight Abbotsford moment, and this time the focus is wine.
Yes, and we have 2 great wineries to stop at. The first one is Single Tree. Let's get right to that, Jim.
Well, the first of 2 wineries we are visiting in this segment is Single Tree Winery. And Andrew, you're with us today, and you must tell our viewers this really is a family affair, isn't it?
It is. It's myself, my wife, my mom, and my dad, and we all have our special roles here at Single
And
Tree.
homes next to each other. That you don't see that very often.
No, and it's a really long commute to walk across the grass.
And you are growing some of the typical grapes that you'd find in BC, but you're also growing a few other varietals that are interesting. Can you share that with our audience?
Yeah, we have our typical Pinot Gris, Chardonnays, and Pinot Noirs, but we also grow a few different varieties. Our Zigarriba, which comes from Germany, and our Gruner Veltliner, which comes from Austria.
That's
really wild. Now we've got 2 drinks here we're going to have. Now, what is the red that I'm about to sample?
So the red is what we call Harness,
Okay.
and that is a Cab Sauv Merlot blend. We don't grow that here on site, but we have contract growers up in the Okanagan.
And what would this be ideal with food-wise?
This is I call it your steak and potato.
Steak and potato. Got a good, solid, big wine for a big meal, yeah?
Yeah, big, full-bodied red.
Wonderful. And I'm always the bubble person, so we've got a very interesting bubble in front of us.
Yeah, this is actually made out of Zigarriba, and this is a sparkling wine that we call Victory.
Oh, that's very nice. I can see myself leaving one of the bottles of this place.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing. The fruit that comes forward in that. Oh, look at him, he's stealing my wine. Where can people find you?
No, so we actually have 2 locations now. We have our store here in Abbotsford. We also have a store in Naramata that we just opened last week. And then we also are available at the Save On Foods VQA store.
And we should say too that the wine scene, like the craft beer scene in Abbotsford, is really, really exploding, isn't it?
It is. When I started in the industry in about 2004, there was 37 wineries in the Okanagan. Now there's about 270. So we've seen a big growth in the industry over the last 14 years.
And we're hearing rumors that you can only get this delicious bubble here. You have to come to the winery and visit you guys, which isn't such a bad thing, but you have a rosé as well that sells out.
We do. We have a rosé that's in very high demand. Every year I've made twice as much, and it still sells just as fast. So it's one that when we release it in April, it's one to get right away.
Oh, do you have any
Very
left?
nice.
This
is where she pulls out money and starts bribing. Our City Tonight money. And you know what's great? Here we are in late fall, and there's just a steady stream of people coming in here today. So you're obviously you're doing very well even in the winter season. You open up for tasting?
We are. Here in Abbotsford, we're open 5 days a week in the fall, 7 days a week in the summer.
Well done.
In the Okanagan, we're open April through October.
And Single Tree Winery, also great destination for weddings. You've got this gorgeous vineyard behind us and a wedding area, and you guys are actually setting up for an event tonight.
We do small events. We have a wedding area as well. So we've done corporate events. It's all outdoors, so it's weather dependent, but we have some great spaces that we rent out.
Very nice. Cheers. Here's to meeting you. Here's some great wine. It's Andrew from Single Tree Winery here in Abbotsford. Cheers.
Cheers. Abbotsford. We're at our second winery. Very excited to be here with Vern. Vern, you started quite a long time ago. I guess you were kind of a visionary in the wine industry here in BC. Can you fill us in a little bit about the family history?
You know, I've always loved wineries and winemaking. I started making dandelion wine in grade 2, and I went up to raspberry wine in grade 7 and hid it in the closet all the time. And then I thought, well, you know what, I should really grow my own grapes. You know, and I started with the grape concentrate packages, didn't like it. And then friends of mine brought some cuttings back from Europe, and I joined a little grape growing club in town here, the Fraser Valley Grape Growing Association. I had 58 different varieties I got from them, which I planted right over there.
Can you talk a bit about, we were just talking with Andrew at Singletree and now with you about just the evolution and the development of the wine industry in the Fraser Valley?
You know, it's such kind of a new thing. None of us knew which varieties would actually grow here, and that's where we had to have the trial and error. And I probably pulled 50 different varieties. I'd grow them for 2 years because they only produce on the 3rd year. But we're finding out now that the wines are really fresh and clean, the Fraser Valley wines, right?
We got a couple wines we're going to try here,
Yeah, definitely some award-winning wines, delicious. And what are we trying right now?
We're trying an Epicure, which is a Sauv Blanc, Grüner Veltliner, Chardonnay, Pinot Gris blend. Very aromatic, fresh, grassy. Delightful, right?
And can we give our viewers, what ideally would this go with food-wise?
You know, fish, even it's a perfect vegetarian wine too, right?
Oh,
kind of got that freshness to it, right? Salads, right? Asparagus, anything like that. But really, it's also a great hot tub wine.
Totally on its own with water. That's
exactly.
great.
Very nice.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Vern, you're very proud of some of these wines. I can see why. What are we trying next?
We're trying our 2016 Pinot Noir Reserve, and it is our personal favorite because I love Pinot Noir.
Very nice.
Who doesn't? Wine people love it, and there's a lot of detractors with Pinot Noir. So what's special about yours? Well, as I sip, you can fill in.
I was sipping while she was talking. Oh my goodness.
Well, you know, they call it the heartbreak grape for a reason. It's so difficult to grow, and if anything goes wrong anywhere in the barrel, you lose that perfumey elegance, and it's gone. But when you get it right, it's like nectar. And this is as close as I've been able to get it. I've got 17 in the barrel, and I love that too, but I'm kind of working towards it.
Now, where can we get this?
Right here, because I didn't make enough of it even to distribute it anywhere. And it's going quickly. My wife says don't even sell it.
I was going from here right to the tasting room to buy one. Before we let you go, now, you're open all year round for tasting?
We are open all year round.
Okay, and one last question, of course. I know this doesn't happen to many people, but you just out of a cast from an Achilles injury that centers around dancing to Boney M's Rasputin. Nothing to do with wine, but we have to mention this.
I know.
Just a warning, just a warning. But I want to thank you for being here so soon out of a cast and never dancing to that song again. But,
I won't.
Thank you for having us here today. This is great wine. And again, website for our viewers?
Yeah, mountlehmanwinery.ca.
Cheers. Thank you. This is spectacular.
Okay.
Well, that wraps up our winery visits. Such great wine out here in Abbotsford.
That's right, Lita, but we're not heading back to the city just yet. We're going to spend the night at a cozy little getaway place if you're looking for a staycation. This is it. We're going to head right now to the Brookside Inn. Well, as people look for more staycations close to home, getting away that's close is becoming more and more popular. We're at Brookside Inn right now, which is in Abbotsford, and it's a great kind of boutique-y kind of inn that you might find in Vermont or in the interior. I'm here with Chris. He and his wife Sandy own this place. First of all, congratulations. This is a gorgeous little inn, and I love the fact that everything is related to movies, something you and I both love. We're in the Roman Holiday room right now, which of course is the classic Audrey Hepburn movie that made her a star.
Yes.
Thank you for the welcome. How did you guys come up with this whole theme?
Well, it was mostly my wife. She really thought that would be a good idea to add something that's a little bit more European.
Mm-hmm.
So the Roman Holiday movie is definitely European. And it's kind of a cute story because that was the first movie of the main actress. Gregory Peck had actually recommended her. So
yeah. And gave her top billing, I think, or gave her equal billing.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
He said she's going to be a star. So.
And she won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell our viewers some of the other rooms you have here? Again, everything's got a movie theme.
Midnight in Paris on the top floor.
Great Woody Allen movie, which you and I love.
Yes, it was an excellent movie. Right beside that is the Under the Tuscan Sun on the top floor, which is another good movie, and that has a little bit more of a European flavor. And then on the next floor we have The Secret Garden and A Good Year, and we say A Good Year in the Vineyard to bring him on that vineyard theme as well as European. We're located right beside a vineyard. I think you saw that outside.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that we'll also have a winery next door soon.
Well, and what's good too is that as we were coming in today with our crew, Lita and I noticed you have a shuttle bus which will take people out on tours as well. So you can really just check in here, do a tour of the area, and come back and enjoy a dinner. You've got a really good common room area where you can watch movies and hang out, enjoy a glass of wine. So you really can stay here for a weekend, and you really, if you don't want to, you don't really even need to leave here because it's so quiet and peaceful.
That's right. Well, this week we actually had a group from Vancouver Island called the Probus Group, I think. And it was 6 couples, and they came for 2 days, and they went out on a wine tour all day.
Where can people find out more information?
Go to brooksideinns.ca for our hotel, and brooksidetours.ca for the wine tours.
Chris, thanks to you and Sandy, and boy, what a great place to check out. Staycations, all the rage right now. This would be a great place to start if you haven't done one of those in a while.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
We are here at Taves Family Farm. Jim, there's so much to do here with the kids.
That's right, actually, there's so much. What's great about this too, and we've just almost walked under the troll bridge where the goats will come across, but the kids can actually feed the goats here. There's pumpkin patches, there's hay rides.
Sunflowers.
Yeah, and lots of stores here, but as I said, the big thing is for the kids to get interactive, lots of outdoor activities, which is fantastic.
And Taves Farm is very famous for their apples, so right now it's you pick apples, and really delicious apples.
And because it's the time of year that it is, pumpkins everywhere.
Yes.
Closed captioning for this episode of Our City Tonight provided by Pure Maple Water, your pure and natural hydration source.
Well, we're back here at Hubcast Studios, and we're wrapping up the show, Jim.
Yes, before we leave though, don't forget you can follow us on social media. It's Our City Tonight on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Did I get them all?
You did.
I did. Look at me. I'm Jim Gordon.
And I'm Lita Leapin.
We'll see you on the next edition of Our City Tonight.